Town area 724-437-7100 or in Connellsville area 724-628-7200 and speak with one of our real estate professionals. Visit our website caldwellbanker.com. We've been proudly serving Western Pennsylvania area for over 30 years and look forward to helping you with all of your real estate needs. Broker Paul Bortz Jr.
And now we have a winner in this week's Name It and Claim It Scrambled Word Game. Sarah Camp is back alongside Harry Metz. You guys ready to guess this word?
I'm ready.
All right, let's go. Here are the letters. We have 7 of them. The letters are L. Oh, that's next week's. Hold on, let me go to this week's. That would make more sense. I, M, N, Z, O, A, and B. Those have been this week's letters. Let me reassure that to you. And while they're figuring that out, I will tell you that the winner this week is William Hensel of Martin, PA. I don't know where Martin is. Is that anywhere near here? Do you know, Aaron?
I'm familiar with Martin offhand.
Well, Martin? Sarah, yeah, Sarah, do you know where Martin?
Don't ask me. I can barely find my way around.
Well, Martin, PA, that is a place that exists, and William Hensel is from there, and he wins this week's prize, a set of 2 tickets to see the Penguins take on the Ottawa Senators at the PPG Paints Arena on February 2nd. That's a Monday night at 7 o'clock at, of course, PPG Paints Arena. That's a great prize. You get to see hockey fights in real time. So congratulations. We're going to send you the prize certificate via email because naturally we asked for your email address this week. So you want to be a winner just like Mr. Hensel here? You just be listening to the Get Up and Go show next week at the same time, more so on Monday, for the new letters in next week's Name It and Claim It Scrambled Word Game. All right, well, let's check out with, it looks like Sarah's got the word. Sarah, what is it?
Zamboni.
You are absolutely right. Boom. Yeah, fist bump. There you go. And that's another thing you'll see at the hockey game is a Zamboni machine. Something I would love to make street legal if I were in any position of power.
I was just going to say, I think that would be so much fun to drive.
It would be awesome. Just driving down the street in a Zamboni. That would be incredible. All right. And then that'll do it for the Name It and Claim It Scrambled Word Game this week here on the Matt Sapienza Show.
It's time for the Pic Connection radio show brought to you by CareerLink, your one-stop resource for employment and training-related services. Call 724-434-5627 for more information.
9:42 and a half on your Get Up and Go show. Pic Connection time. Sarah Camp is back with her guest, Harry Metz. Morning, guys.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Harry, you drove here in a Zamboni today, right?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, it's looking good.
I'm telling you, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Might as well.
Shame you didn't have windows on it, though.
You know. Can have everything.
I will say, I think that's one of the few jobs we might not have on the CareerLink.
A Zamboni driver?
Zamboni operator.
No, it's not.
Never say never, Sarah.
True. So before we get started today talking to Harry, I just wanted to highlight some of our upcoming events. We only have one more workshop this month. So if you're interested in attending the Americans with Disabilities Act Information Workshop, that will be on January 28th at 9:30 a.m. At our office in Lemont Furnace. We also do have a hiring event coming up next week. So on January 27th at 11 a.m., WVU Hospital, specifically for Ruby. That is the specific hospital that's hiring for these positions, and it's specifically for nutrition positions. So like dietetic aids, things in that vein of, employment with WVU. They're going to be hiring for those positions from 11 to 2 p.m. So if you're interested in anything related to that, if you want to apply, put your name in the ring for some of those positions, definitely drop by. While they're focusing on those, they also might be able to give you a little bit of information if you're interested in other positions with WVU, who you might be able to reach out to, what they might have available. Like I said, this hiring event is specific for those positions, but there's never any harm in coming and seeing what they might be able to help you with. Now, moving on, we had a very short upcoming events for things. Oh, that reminds me. Almost forgot. I forgot to bring the flyer with me. On February 19th, we are going to be having a healthcare hiring event at the Lemont Furnace office, and I'll be sure to bring the flyer with me next week. We just got approved, to be fair. But on, like I said, February 19th, we're going to be having a healthcare hiring event. So a couple of different employers in healthcare from the area are going to be there, hiring and providing information on current openings that they have. So if you're interested in healthcare in any capacity, whether you're interested in being maybe a CNA, if you're interested in getting into those nutrition type roles, or even if you're interested in maybe not even necessarily a healthcare specific job, but a job with a healthcare company, something like facilities management.
Medical billing, maybe.
Yeah, medical billing, those types of positions. Definitely stop by. Like I said, there's going to be multiple employers there, and
I think the schools are also going to be there maybe as well. The providers for the training, I think, as well. They might be.
It could be. I don't think we have a final list yet of who all's going to be there, but in general, it's a healthcare themed hiring event. So if you're interested in healthcare in any capacity, definitely drop by. Now that that's it, like I said, not a whole lot of announcements. I'm going to turn things over to Harry, or start asking Harry some questions. Okay. We've been talking a lot recently about getting prepared in the new year for finding employment, finding your occupation. We talked about resume building. We had Michelle talk a bit about the Career Resource Center and what you can do whenever you come in to get ready to start looking for and applying to jobs and using the CareerLink website. Now today I brought Harry to talk about the program that he runs with the Private Industry Council at our office, which is the Career Pathways program. So Harry, could you give us a brief rundown of what the Career Pathways program is?
Yeah, well, we try to help people figure out basically what is their next career path. What are they going to do? Make a good decision on their next career. During the holidays, of course, there's a lot of temporary jobs, people doing jobs, and of course, those go away once the holidays kind of end. So then it's time to maybe think about, what's a long-term career, not just the regular 9-to-5 job, something that could involve possibly going to training before you get into the job, a skilled labor position. But we want you to kind of first figure out, okay, what are my interests? What do I want to do as far as occupation? What would, have me interested in my job, somewhat enjoy your job. You're never going to be happy every day that you work, but you're not going to be going to work dreading going to work. So let's find what you really want to do. Then we're looking at what careers are out there. And if it's a situation, depending on when do you need to have this new career, is it immediately? Can you maybe go training for a few weeks to a few months, or can you even allot maybe a year to go to training, or a year and a half or whatever, to do some of the skilled labor trainings, those kind of things. Because it is, the money makes the world go around, so you have to take all those factors into consideration. In addition to the career exploration, then we're looking at just our basic workplace skills. We got to make sure, we have just the standards. You got to be able to have good time management skills. We try to help with that. Dealing with stress in healthy ways. People deal with stress, sometimes not so healthy. Teamwork, it's very few exceptions. You're going to have a job by yourself. So you have to be able to work within a team well, in problem solving, because, I have a plan every day, what I want to get done, but, stuff comes up. So you got to be able to adjust to the problems and all those kind of things. And then whenever we get to the point of, okay, this is what I want to do next as a career, let's get a goal set up and the plan to get to that goal. That's what we want to do. We want to plan everything out. That gives us the best opportunity for success.
So overall, it's like I don't want to say a one-stop thing, but it's like deciding your plan. Yeah. The way to get to that career.
Because sometimes it's not a straight, right to my ultimate career, because like you were saying, with the medical field, maybe you start out as a CNA, you might become an LPN, and you might go to an RN maybe. You don't have the funding to do the RN immediately, or what have you. So sometimes it's a step-by-step process. We have to make sure we understand what our ultimate goal is. How are we going to get there? Let's do the first steps right. Let's try not to avoid making that wrong turn, and then we can get to our ultimate goal as timely as we can. It does take some time. It's sometimes not a direct route, but that's okay. And we try to make them understand that you can get to your goal, but sometimes it just just takes a little bit of time to get there.
Yeah, for sure. So give us a rundown of what is the first step whenever somebody joins the course. I know you guys do kind of like a career assessment for them to help figure out maybe what their interests are a little bit. I forget what the percentage is. It's a pretty high percentage, I think, of people who have, whenever they go on, specifically, I think the statistic was about like college, 4-year degree programs where they go, realize halfway through, I'm not a big fan of this, change their major, or even better, they graduate and then work in something not even related to it. So this kind of helps set a direction to avoid that.
Yeah, because I've had coworkers, in the position that they've obtained, and then you can just see when they're in the parking lot before they start their day, look, they're not really happy about where they're going. You know what I mean? And unfortunately, they've redirected and gone to a different career. But you don't want to be in that position. For somebody, because we have all different ages that come to our career pathways class straight out of high school. Somebody maybe been working in the job market 10, 20 years, maybe have a physical ailment where they need to change careers, or somebody at retirement who's made the money they need. They're just going to supplement their retirement and things like that, and they're just going to do a job they're going to enjoy. And I always tell the ones that are coming out of high school, don't jump into college. Figure out what you want to do first, because you're going to get in debt, and make sure if you're going to get in debt for a good reason, because that's what basically every one of my nephews have done. They've, waited, figured out what they wanted to do a year or two, and then they went into whether it be college or whatever it might be, because, more than likely you're going to be in debt for some types of training, but at least make sure you're making a good choice to start. So that's the big thing with an interest profiler. What are your interests truly? Let's take our time. Let's take, a whole day just looking at the options that are out there. We're in no hurry here. Whenever we do the class, it's very casual. There's no charge for the classes. Anybody can attend these classes. And we have them on Tuesdays and Thursdays in person at the Career Link, so we just try to keep it nice and, just an open book. Let's figure out what you want to do. Yeah,
and I think it's a great opportunity to explore what all is out there that you wouldn't necessarily have considered otherwise. I know whenever I started working at our office, I was surprised how many different opportunities are out there that go outside of a 4-year college program. I feel like, especially with my generation, and people, our listeners out there can dispute with me if they would like, but I feel like especially my age group, and I'm sure Matt and I are in a similar age group, so he could probably speak to this some too. It was very emphasized, like, you need to go to college in order to get a lasting career.
This
option.
is true. Absolutely.
Yeah. So, and now we're also seeing, though, that there are a prolific amount of 2-year programs, of certificate programs, of hands-on skills trainings that can give you similar career stability, sometimes even more so with the way the job market is now. A lot of those more hands-on, like actionable skills-based trainings are helpful. And I think this program does a good job of showing you the different options that you have without it being too overwhelming, because this is more of a self-paced program, correct?
Yeah, we have the classes that, by all means, if you want to go through the class with me, and I'll go through it every section by every section, or if you want to work on it at your own pace, that's fine as well, and I'm there just to help you. It's all about you making the best choice possible, and whatever it's going to take. We're never any kind of rush to get to where our conclusions are. Let's figure it out.
Yeah, and that's the whole goal. In general, a lot of what we do, especially at the PA Career Link, is trying to match you with a job that is a good fit for you, and that starts with deciding maybe what you want to do, or pivoting if you've learned what you thought you wanted isn't necessarily what you wanted. So we are winding down on time, so I just wanted to highlight a couple of our hot jobs for this week. We do have, like always, a wide range of things. Right now, there's a clerk typist 2 position with the Fayette County Housing Authority. So if you're interested in maybe joining local government in some capacity, that would be an interesting option to check out. We have positions for CNC machinists, registration specialists. And speaking of healthcare, I know we've mentioned healthcare a lot. We always have a lot of healthcare positions. So there's things like labor and delivery RNs. There's advanced practice professionals, so PAs or NPs. In urgent care, urology physicians, school nurses. There's a lot. So definitely check them out if you're looking for a new occupation. And like I said, come to that hiring event on February 19th at our office.
Of course, in Lamont Furnace, don't forget that. Sarah Camp, great to have you back. And Harry, also having you here.
Thank you for joining us, Harry.
Good to see you as well.
Yeah,
Glad to
and both
join
of you stay safe. Don't drive in the snow.
Unless you absolutely have to.
Unless you absolutely have to.
I will make no promises.
She has a Zamboni.
Don't forget the bread and milk. 9:55, and that's American Storyteller time here on WMBS.
It's not the same, the little town where I grew up. I drive through about twice a month